you'll never get to the top until you look down and see how far you've come. Then you know it was worth it.
Japanese Language Mentor has been a great help in my Japanese language journey. I was a little unsure of what to study or what to do next, you know? And it's fun. Like it's more fun when you're talking to someone instead of just, you know, grinding flashcards or kanji. I really look forward to the lessons. He does a great job.
Bridgewater. Welcome. Zorch Hypers. That's a cute little emote. Welcome. Welcome to the Christmas special where your Japanese dreams come true. Have a seat by the fireside. Get it real cozy like. Yeah. Get real cozy. Yeah, talk about that. It's a Konosuba character, I think. Konosuba. It looks kind of familiar. H in Japanese it means something different. It's like a 3-level word, a word with 3 levels to it in order to like understand what it comes from. How are you guys doing? Is this a cozy learning stream? Don't mind if I do. Yes, welcome. Welcome. We hope you learn. Iroiro manaberu to. I haven't talked this morning. Iroiro manaberu to ii ne. Manaberu. Ah, okay. Manaberu to ii ne. See, it's weird. The pitch accent also helps with pronunciation. I don't know why, but if you're saying it right or wrong, if you're saying it wrong, saying it right could actually help you pronounce the word like smoothly. I learned that with like, all right, all of you right now at home, gotta practice this word. Takaku nakatta. Takaku nakatta. Nakatta. So what foreigners usually do, me included when I first was learning, was takaku nakatta. Takaku nakatta. Takaku nakatta. That's what we always used to do, or I always used to do. Takaku nakatta. Zenzen takaku nakatta. Nakatta yo. And it really makes a big difference when pronouncing. Not everything is like that with Japanese, but you know, you diddled there, you doodled there, maybe you daddle a couple, and you learn a couple things along the way. Oh, so official announcement. Maybe I can bring up a. Maybe I'll like make this. Maybe we'll get real cozy. Just a nice, like fire crackly sound. Can you hear the crackles? Are the crackles too loud? Let's see where I can put this. The pitch swing, it's crackling. Oh, it's crackling. Feels good. Feels good. I almost knocked over my tea. Yeah, we'll get a little cozy today. Maybe just real nice, natural, nice and natural. The pitch swing for, yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's like takaku nakatta. I'm sure you could learn how to do it, but you know, actually that's an interesting question. How did pitch accent develop? I wonder if Dogen knows that answer. I've never heard anyone talk about that. You know, we talk about kanji, we talk about like, you know, different dialects and how they developed. But I wonder where pitch accent developed from, or what's the earliest documentation of pitch accent? History. Sure. Who is Kansai Ben? Dude, that was hilarious. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Did I say Happy Christmas? I've been watching too much Harry Potter. I haven't really, but, you know. I always thought that was interesting. When I first read Harry Potter as a kid, I was like, Happy Christmas? Is this a typo? So pitch. Do you think it's fairly easy to find a church in Japan? Depends on what kind of church you're looking for. A good church, your best bet is to go through somebody, like me. You know. But yeah, there's, I would say, easy enough. It depends on where you are, though. You know, if you're in a city, sure. If you're in a not city, like a town or whatever, it might be kind of hard. Pitch accent. Hey, no kaze. Irashai. Happy Christmas is a Britishism. Yeah, I like it. So pitch accent is trying to think of how I would explain it. It's the yeah. I would just call it intonation. Intonation. It's the same thing as intonation. Apparently Dogen says they're different. Maybe I haven't watched that video of his yet, but I feel like you can argue that it's just intonation, but with a slightly different definition. So it's essentially like, you know, the way you go up or down in a in a word or a sentence, you know, and the way that you stress the, like, emphasize where it's most emphasized. Like, what did I say earlier? Takaku nakatta. Takaku nakatta. Nakatta. So it's like takaku nakatta. Nakatta. So it goes down. So. Tadaima ka. Tadaima kairimashita. Is it different from tadaima? Tadaima kairimashita. I don't know why they're different. If you want to, I would just say it is, to me, the more I learn about pitch accent, it is just so inconsistent. I'm sure there's a rhyme, a rhyme to the reason. Is that what we say? I'm sure there's a rhyme to the reason, but it just feels very random at times. And the fact that there's extra exceptions. Like, what about if it's a question? Tadaima? Right? So, it seems like a moot conversation, in my opinion, to, like, really, like, spend time on. I think learning about it can be helpful. You kind of learn about it, you talk, you're like, oh, okay. So that way, if you're awareness, I guess. Destruction. First snap, then crackle, and now this. We're definitely dealing with this. Nice. Cereal. Merry holidays. Christmas should be merry. What is this? Maybe Merry Christmas. 先日ありがとうございました。いえいえいえ。こちらこそ。Probably some rule between the connection between A and B, but yeah, it's some rule. But in my opinion, now that I've kind of been reviewing, the more I learn about what I learned in the past, it's helpful to teach. I learned about pitch accent, just kind of the idea of it going up or down or flat. And I think honestly, I think that's all you need to know, in my opinion. Be aware that some like you really like if you want to get good at your accent, like sounding Japanese, then listen very carefully to the way that we say a word. Are we going, ah, so desu ka? Ikimasu ka? That was the one they really emphasized when I was learning is the questions. Ikimasu ka? Ski? Stuff like that. Doesn't help that pitch accent changes by exactly. Another reason. And I heard Kansai accent over and over and over and over. Hey Shelby. Hi JD. Hey everybody. Wow, you really renovated your new office. Nice. I know. I've got a nice Douglas fir over here. I got my designer to put this ladder right here. Yeah, my hands now they magically disappear. And then a fireplace. Yeah, I had to get a fireplace. Ooh, so warm. I did touch the tree. See? Touching the tree. It feels like a green screen. I don't know why. It feels just like a green screen. Maybe it's those new Japanese trees. They're special. It took me a bit to hear the pitch contour in E and related words. E. Yatte E. E. Yeah, that one E is pretty funky. E. Mm. 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 大丈夫. Mm. 大丈夫. Mm. 大丈夫. 大丈夫. How are you guys doing? My voice is still, it feels tired. So I'm gonna be chiller than normal. That would be an awesome video. Just everything slowly catches on fire. And then you like leave and come back and you're like, oh my gosh. That'd be a good, that'd be some good content. But yeah, things have been good lately. 最近結構普通にいい感じだよ. Ah, guys, did I tell you about? I know I told a lot of my students because I was freaking out. So I thought that I messed up my Japanese taxes. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to pay like $2,000 or something. I don't know. It's a new system and I'm doing it all by myself. Like, that's how you know you're fluent, when you do your own taxes for your own business in Japanese, okay? It's freaking awful. It's not like too hard, but it's just like you realize I'm watching this hour-long YouTube video about how to do your taxes in Japan in Japanese, and I'm just like so. But the funny thing that happens when you do that is when you learn like stuff specifically for Japan, you end up not knowing what stuff is called in English. Like, I don't know. There's just like so many different words that I've learned in Japanese that like if you said them in English, I would be like, I don't know. Or if you're like, what's kakutei shingoku in English? I'm like, I don't know. It's kakutei shingoku. It's just the one that you do at the end of the year, or I guess at the beginning of the year. But anyway, how are your guys' studies going? This is announcement, official announcement. That's, man, you guys distract me. You guys are so special. I think I'll just put it in the PowerPoint for a second, maybe. Hold on. How can I get this? Let's see. I need a file. Alright, we'll go with Dice Road. Alright, I'll open a new one. Open a new source. Media image. Image. New. David. So the official. Oh, hello everybody. Hold on. I'll get. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Come on. Yeah. So, announcement. So, this month, on December 17th, 8 a.m. JST, we're going to do a live interview. Me and my Japanese language mentor, and how we conquered Japanese. And we are basically, it'd be like an hour or something like that. Just probably, I'll be interviewing him just one-on-one. I'll be asking him questions. If you guys have any questions that you think might be good to ask him, go in the Discord. There's a section in stream suggestions or whatever. Or you just post it anywhere. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's funny looking at me young, because you still see yourself as young until you're like 40, probably. Anyway, so the coolest thing about the difference between us is that he became fluent before going to Japan. Okay. So he had like never even done output really. I'm 40 odd years young. Yeah. I think that's when you start to like look at old pictures and you're like, now if I look at my 16, my teen years, I'm like, and then, but still I look at my 20s and I still think I'm 20, like not 20, but in my 20s, because I'm only 31. Still old when you think about it. But then you think about like people who are 60, like your parents. It's like, that's twice my years. How does that work? Anyway. And so yeah, but I became fluent basically definitely because of being in Japan. So me fluent in Japan, so like output fluence, I got fluent from output, he got fluent from input. So I think it's going to be a really, really good discussion and a really good, like, conversation about kind of how you guys, especially you guys, are almost all learning at home. So I really want to do this interview for you guys and for my students to figure out, maybe we can, like, learn some, like, really crucial information that nobody's talked about yet. And figure out some stuff. Jipuroku-sama! Hey! Speaking of which, I was watching a movie. Anki... Hold on. Limited to 75 reviews a day. That's way too much. Look, whatever Anki tells you... Like, I'll tell you one thing. I almost never did every single one every day. Look, if you feel tired or bored, stop. Okay? Do 5. Like... When you feel that you are like already tired or want to stop. Like, don't keep going, because studies have showed that kind of studying is actually not beneficial. If you're already kind of bored and you're just kind of flipping through it, it's not very beneficial. don't worry about like studying all the time, guys. Yeah, seriously. It's important to remember, like, so David, when he, well, I won't ruin anything, but yeah, it's important to remember that you know, it doesn't have to be a constant battle. It doesn't have to be like you doing everything you did. Look, just try to remember why you're learning Japanese. And I think it helps. It's like, am I learning to work at a Japanese company so I can be fluent all the time? It's like, nah. Like, you're learning mostly, I would say, for a hobby, and you want to get better and better and better. And it's okay if that takes a long time. You know, I've been learning for over 10 years now. I guess technically since 2009. And I still learn new stuff, and sometimes it's translation. So this is pretty cool. Is that like, even stuff, it always, every once in a while it happens. You like relearn a like a really basic word. So one time it was, did you guys know that hai? All right, what does hai mean? What do you think hai means? Go ahead and try and translate all the translations of hai. Go ahead. And then I'm going to tell you one that you'll never guess. Speaking of which, I was watching a movie last night called Yakuza, and the guy asked a Japanese person in a movie if they don't have to bear something such as a burden, and you can just forget about it. The Japanese guy said, giddy. What? What are you saying? I get the movie. And he said, if you don't have to bear something like a burden, you can forget about it. And the giddy, he said giddy. Ah, giddy, like this one. Giddy is kind of like obligation, like you're obligated to do it, like it's a duty, that kind of thing. Gotcha. A jelly before the water was added and set in the fridge. I have no... What does that even mean? That I can say a quarter century about events. A quarter century ago. Yes. Decades ago. That was decades ago. My father's in his late 70s. He's not young anymore, but I don't know that he's old. That, yeah, the reverse is true, right? Like, my dad's approaching 70, and I'm just like, dang. Like, it's really not that much longer, you know? At this age, they could die any day. It's... I always just hope that they die when I'm back home already. I'm just like... Then I can be there. Can we sign up for your course whenever? Or is there a set day to sign up? Yeah, if you want to sign up, just email me. That's the quickest way. Or you can just message me on Discord. Yeah, I have availabilities still. And I can send you a calendar or whatever. Yep. I really miss having a fire. Really miss having a fire. Hi. Yes. Acknowledged. I'm listening. Yes. Ooh, welcome. Welcome to the community, Prophet Muhammad lover. My name is JD. All about learning Japanese and helping people get motivated to kind of stay on their Japanese journey. And yeah, I've lived in Japan for over 10 years now. Wow, this, like, somehow the math just like doesn't work in my mind. Is it 10 years? Maybe it's not 10 years. I keep saying 10 years. I'll just say almost 10 years. Ni hao from Ohio. That's like the funniest introduction. Based on everything that is going on in your name and everything. So basically it's his duty. Yeah. Ligate or tie? Interesting. He asks him, he must bear the burden. It's possible that Giri is like a Yakuza concept. I don't know. And it's something, or in the movie, a concept that they'd already talked about, and, you know, something that they could do like that. But yeah. So that might be why. Ooh, nice, Bridgewater. Yes, it is valid. Hai, ikanakatta. No, I did not go. That actually, I wasn't even thinking about that one. That's a good answer. So for me, it was hai. So as a question, hai, hai, and I was like, you can do that? Like this, I was in Japan for probably like 7 months, 6 or 7 months, and then I heard hi, and I was like, no way. You can say hi as a question. And that was a big surprise. But the recent one for me is the way that Japanese people use adjectives sometimes, like kawaii or mabushi. Oops, mabushi. Mabushi. I feel like I might have never ever seen the kanji for mabushi. So sometimes the way, for example, when I'm walking with Inoru in my stroller, a lot of the times people just go, ah, kawaii, 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 kawaii. And I want to think that they're looking at me, right? I want to think they're saying, oh, JD, that JD, oh, he's so kawaii. And I'm like, ladies, please, married, come on. I get it. Oh, my son. Oh, right. The baby. Right. The baby. Okay. Sure. You know, he's cute too. Anyway. And so I'm like, it feels awkward. Like the fact that they're like, kawaii, kawaii, like so cute, right? Cute, cute, cute. Because I translate it to cute in my mind. And I'm like, why do they say that? Like, it feels kind of rude. And then I remembered, I was like, what would we do in the US? Like, how can I make sense of this? How can I understand, process what they're doing? And then I realized, I was like, they're not saying cute. They're saying, aw, 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 cute. Aw, aw. You know? And so it's kind of like that. And I was like, now it makes sense. Now it feels appropriate and good. And this kind of connects to some stuff I've been seeing on Twitter lately. There really is a group of foreigners who, I'll just say Westerners. I'll say Westerners. Because it's definitely a Western, it's like the cancel culture. That is just in the US or in the West, and people are like trying to do it in Japan or about Japan, and it's just weird. But they'll be like there's this one video that I saw on Twitter, and it was like, I bet I could find it, but it was this woman and her husband, and the woman, you know, the question was like, how do you feel about foreigners in Japan? Okay. So first off, it's a pretty loaded question. And it's like, if somebody's not like thinking about this all the time, they kind of have to think through their thoughts as they're answering the question, which is the way that Japanese works is, we don't like, we give the person a chance to speak. It's called it's like internal and external communication. So when we speak in Japanese, most Asian cultures do this. Japanese people saying things and cancel bunka. Sometimes. Hey, it takes forever for someone to speak out what they're thinking about. Yeah. For sure. Is there a 12-hour Christmas jazz on YouTube? I've been listening to it work. I'm sure there's like 500 of them. Make it slightly. Didn't know? Photons. Photons? What the heck are you guys talking about? If your mom calls you and say yes. Hi. Hi. That one's more of a... No, the hi question is like, what did you say? Hi. 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 It's a polite way of saying or nante. Nante. Because or nante is a little bit impolite. So, turn it down a little. Seems loud. So it's kind of like asking, what did you say? In a little bit of a polite way. Can you guys believe that there is no... It doesn't look amazing, but there's no hair product. No hair product. I have been blown away. When you teaching us Danish? Danish? I ain't no Danish. I can teach you maybe how to make a cheese Danish. We can learn together. I do love my cheese Danishes. Oh. Oh yeah. Good King Jazzislos. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Why the police? Hello, by the way. Hey, Kepron. I will tell you in 13 minutes. It's kind of a scary story. Oh. Yeah. I was freaking out. But I called the police. This is the first time I actually... Technically the second. Not too scary. Not too scary. But I witnessed a crime. I witnessed a crime in Japan. 犯罪を目撃しました。そうなんですよ。はい。犯罪をね。すごいでしょ。怖いでしょ。I learned Teriru the other day and was confused about how that can possibly relate to Teru. Yeah. Teriyaki. Teriyaki. Tereru. It's... Ooh, I like this one. Got it. Maybe get some good faces there. Some faces. Did anyone... I just grew up always making weird faces in the mirror. Like, always trying to practice, like, weird facial expressions. Like, you know, the... Did anyone ever do that? Is it just me? This was my favorite. Yeah, but I called the police. Not a phone call. I mean, like calling you to come downstairs or something. Would that apply? No. I called the police. Japanese police. So this is the first time that I ever called the police. It's not my first encounter with the police. Definitely not my first encounter. No. But yeah, it was the first time I like actually was like, there have been many times where I'm like thought about it, because sometimes you see stuff like a guy harassing a girl like in like a verbal way, or something like that, and I'm always like, I pause just to like watch for a little bit, and I'm like, is this police worthy? Maybe not. And then I'm like, okay, it seems okay. And And then, yeah. But this time I was like, I wasn't even paying attention. Then I was like, yeah. So I'll talk about it. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I've only called 911 once in my life. 3 horses were running in the middle of the highway next to the... That's crazy. Yeah. What seems to be... There's some horses. How many? 3 horses. They're running. Where? The middle highway. You've seen cows? That's crazy. You make weird faces too? Was doing that earlier when cutting it. Yeah. I had to get an ambulance for myself once. Oh my gosh. I remember that story, you Jody. See, if you guys had been here since the beginning, somebody actually knows the how I got arrested story. It was like, geez, Kepron, how long have you been following them? Are you in April? May. You're May. May. Okay. There are very few April followers. So I started streaming mid-April. Welcome to the community. Agomans. Agomanzu. Irashai. Irashai. Nice to meet you. My name is JD. Hajimemashite. Nihongo kyoshi desu. I teach Japanese. I help people stay motivated, help them learn Japanese, keeping you motivated and guiding you in the right direction. Followage. 7 months. That's a long time. What is the... Wait. What is can't wait again? Tanoshimi. How did you pin that? I didn't know you could pin stuff. That's really cool. Since when? I think I can unpin it. Hey, but that's actually... Can you guys pin your own messages, or is that mods only? Because that's really cool. If you ever guys... mods... I'm guessing it's mods. Mods, yeah. If I ever miss somebody's message, feel free to pin it. Definitely feel free. Yeah, yeah. And of course me. Of course I can too. So Kepon is like a year and like 7 months. Wow, that's amazing. Thanks so much. For anyone who has ever followed, thank you. But for those of you who follow and stay and bask in the glorious sun that is me, thank you. It'll burst. Burst? What's gonna burst? Put a pin in it. Slam it, Hermione. What the heck is this? A little scab. You could put a pin in the balloon. What balloon? I see no balloon. What balloon? But yeah, the can't wait in Japanese is tanoshimi. Tanoshimi. Ah, tanoshimi. I can't wait. Can't wait. Sounds fun. Can't wait. Tanoshimi. Tanosou. Tanoshimi. You gotta flip the zim until it drown. What are you? You young, old whippersnappers with your words and your fancy cars. Machikirenai. 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 Machikirenakatta? Maybe? So when you do like kireru attached to a verb, well, there's a lot of different things, but like the easiest one is like tabekirenai. Tabekirenai is like you're not going to be able to eat all of it. Like the kireru has the idea of like finishing. So like if it was machikirenai, it's the idea of like you were not able to wait the entire time. Just 普通に待てない. That's just cannot wait. The ability, like you physically cannot, or 待ち遠し. Ooh. I love 待ち遠し. I may be misremembering, but I've heard 待ってらんない. Yeah, that's correct. That comes from 待っていられない. 待っていられない. Like I can't wait around. It's like I can't wait around for this. I gotta go. I gotta get going, man. Let's get out of here. 待ち遠しい. Can I reward my own points? Heck yeah. I'm gonna learn a new word. Give me that new word. Nare nare shi. I guess I haven't seen that in a while. Nare nare shi. Machikirenai would mean like can't. Hey, Botman. Can't wait long enough for something. Can't wait long. Like. Machikirenai. Yes. Essentially, yeah. It's like there's. Like if you had to wait. It's like, please. For example, really easy. There's a cupcake in front of you. 目の前にカップケーキがある。でも日本語はいちご大福がある。And you're not allowed to eat it for 5 minutes. Okay? And then 待ちきれる? Can you 待ちきれると思う? Do you think you'll be able to wait the entire 5 minutes? 待ちきれないと思う. No, I don't think I will be able to wait the entire 5 minutes. I don't think I'll be able to hang in there for the entire time. The interesting is like when you like there's just so many weird. Sometimes like kiru can be really weird with words. Kiru and kireru. Cupcake, wheat flour, therefore not food. Because Japanese people never eat cupcakes, really. You don't really ever see them anywhere. Nobody talks about them. It's just not a thing. So I remember like sometimes like in Japanese like textbooks or other things like conversation, people would all be like cupcake. And then I'd be like, nobody ever talks about cup. Like they like barely exist in Japan. So I like giving examples like with my students too. I try to give examples that are more Japan relevant than America relevant or like Western relevant. And it's like, oh, where is your, did you drive to school? Like, you know, people don't say that really. Good morning. Watachi irashai. Irashai. How are you doing? Welcome. Oh, Sanchu. Yo. How are you? Once we get to like the 2-minute mark, I'm gonna go grab some water from downstairs and then I'll be back. But yeah. What was I didn't learn this recently. Was this it? Yeah. But I just remembered this when I was translating something the other day. Keisatsubuta? You know what? What? I never knew what cupcake is. You don't know what a cupcake is? Cupcakes can be good. You know what my favorite type of cupcake is? The yellow cake with the chocolate frosting. I swear, those are the best cupcakes. Unless you get some kind of really... Nah, those are the best cupcakes. Now, maybe you can put some other little cool things in there, but I swear, those are the best. Like, I've had the really good cupcakes from the fancy store, you know. Funfetti is also, yes, Funfetti is subarashi. It's awesome. But you're in Korea. Ah. Yoake. Ooh, yoake ni. Our wedding cake. No way. That's awesome. Yeah, dude, I used to make funfetti cakes by myself in high school. I was just like, I really want funfetti, but my mom hated it. So I would just be like, I would go to the store, buy those super cheap funfetti cake and funfetti icing kits, like the Betty Crocker ones, and I'd just be like, muffin does not have icing usually. And they're also like, I guess, they have like a crust more. I think the main thing is no icing, and muffins are usually bigger. Muffins are usually bigger. なんかあったの? あったあった. Alright, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. 行ってきます。Keck, keck, keck, keck. Are there people that say keck nowadays that don't even know what it's from? Alright. Police talk. Here we go. So. Oh, wait. I want to show you the pictures. Where's Discord? Alright, get ready for Oni voice. Here it comes. That was exhausting. Now, do you hear it? Are we Oni-fied? Are we, is there layers? Cozy Oni stream. Ah, yes. Shelby, I was Oni voice again in our last lesson. And you didn't tell me. But it's okay. Now I know. First lesson of the day, I need to do a voice check. Cozy Oni stream. Welcome. Okay. Alright. Oh, nice. Actually, this is even easier, maybe. Okay. I kind of... こっち楽やから、ちょっとこっちにしよう。So. There I was. This is the scene of crime. Hopefully the guy that I called the police on is not watching this stream. And if you are, please don't chase after me and kill my family. But I doubt he speaks English. Because he didn't speak in English when I approached him. So, Monday morning, there I was, just minding my own business. And yet, there was something amiss. There was something off. I didn't know what it was. But I kept thinking, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's just another normal day. I'm on my way to the tax office. And I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm gonna change my voice. I hate it. I hate listening to it later. It's so bad. Feel like I'm watching Sin City. And I'll be watching it later. There I was, alone, with just my hand in my hat in my hand and my hand in my hat. Right? I had one hat that I was holding in a hand, and then I had another hat that I was putting. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to do my taxes. I just wanted to obey the law. But somebody was not doing that. They weren't obeying the law. Go figure. Go figure. As I'm on my way to do the law taxes, there he was. Redhead man. Redhead man. How dare you? You know what he was doing? I went back. I was walking. And I just was like, okay, I got like 20 more minutes. Huh? No. And I see him right there on that fence. It's the fence. It's not big enough. There we go. Now it feels a little bit more real. It's not big enough. All right, you gotta get closer to the fence so you can feel it. You gotta feel the fence. Feel. You guys feeling it? Make sure you feel it. So I didn't take a picture, okay? So on this fence, I was walking in a diagonal, naname desu yo, diagonal direction. I take one glance, nothing. I take another glance, there he is. And this guy with the red hair, he had, they were both Japanese. Kind of a chubby, big guy. And he was grabbing the collar like sugoi, like bully style. It was like bully style. He was like grabbing the collar of a guy, and he was like if this is the fence, he was like the the pillow will be the guy, okay? The pillow is the guy. And he's like, oh wait, I got it. We're gonna put a jacket on my pillow, okay? Okay, so here he is. Oh, I got it. Right there. All right. Just imagine that pillow is the victim, okay? And I'm the bully. And he's like this. He's like, I don't know what he was saying because I wasn't really paying attention. You making fun of the way I say? Yeah, I say pillow. I don't know why. And then I was like, it didn't even make sense. And because I was like, wait, is this actually happening? Like, is this actually what's going on? No, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, wow, this is actually happening. I'm witnessing a crime right now or something. The only thought in my head was like, I need to help. So I walk over to the fence and I go, "Daijoubu desu ka?" And the guy, this guy, he was like, he had glasses and he was like, you know, he was like, "Daijoubu desu." And then the bully guy was also like, "Daijoubu, tomodachi," or something like that. And I was like, "Tomodachi, my booty." And I said, I was like, じゃあ警察呼びますね。警察に電話しますねって。So I please don't be like me. Actually, no. You guys need to know. Oh, shoot. My phone fell. Please, no. Alright. 日本人の皆さん、警察の電話番号に電話するとき、電話番号何ですか？アメリカは911。日本は What is it in Japan? Just so we can all be familiar with it. Stanky says 110, 110, 119. Says Jipuroku. So, I feel like it was in my mind. It's always 119 or something, but I wasn't. But then I remembered this 133. So in Japan, I always hear something. I don't know why I've heard it, but I've just heard it a bunch. 110番 110番 and I was like 110. So 100, 100, right? And then 10 can also be read as to. Sorry, to. 999. Wow, you forget. And I was like, it just came to my mind. 110番 like 110番に電話してください or whatever. I just feel like I've heard it. So I was like 110. And I was like pretty nervous because it comes naturally in your native language because you've seen movies and all these things. But I was like, yeah, 二人が喧嘩してます. I was like, there's two people fighting. And I was like, I don't know what else to say. So they did a good job, kind of like helping me give the right information. But I was like, at first, the big guy, the bully, he was like, Oni-san, uso-yan. Oni-san, uso-yan. Like, he's like, Oni-san, so he called me Oni-san. He's like, no, you're not actually calling. Like, oh, come on. He's saying like, come on, you're not calling, are you? Uso-yan. And I just completely ignored him because that's what you should do in those situations with Japanese people, in my opinion. It's just, I didn't really make no eye contact, really. Didn't really say anything to him. Just completely ignored him. And he was like, Case, and then so I got off the phone with the police. I was like, Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. And then they're like, we'll be there. And so they were on their way, and they didn't say how long it would take, but they just said, そこで待ってて、で、その二人の中の一人がどっか行ったら、また電話してくださいねって。So they said, if any of them move or like move location, please let us know. And so the younger guy went into the kombini for some reason, maybe to get money, maybe, yeah. But I knew I wasn't supposed to leave, so anyway. And then I took a picture of them, and then just after, and then he was like, and I was like, gosh, guy, and yeah, I definitely didn't want to step in. No, not trying to. That's why most just walk by. Yeah. Especially as a foreigner, ain't no way I'm gonna fight. Only self-defense, like kicking and running. I don't need to actually get in a physical fight with somebody. But Nasty Maddie, hey, yeah, it was. I don't know. Like he was definitely. And that's where I learned a new vocab. This is how you learn new vocabulary. Okay. You witness crimes, and then you hear people talk about them. So, kyohaku. Gosh, I can't write with the mic in my face. So, kyohakuzai. So, I guess it's either threatening and endangerment in English. I don't know. But threatening somebody. So, odosu is the basic verb. Odosu. Odokasu. Yeah, I said odokasu, and I don't remember the difference. What's the difference between odosu and odokasu? Does anybody know? Odoshiteru. Is odosu the ukemi? Odokasu is to threaten somebody, and then odosu is to be threatened, maybe? I've never thought, they both end with su, so I never thought about it. But I'm gonna guess odokasu is to threaten someone. You know? Yeah, I've never even thought about those two verbs because they're so rare. Anyway, so I call, the police come. He asked me some questions and, I answered. Nothing crazy. Yeah. And to be honest, I was a little scared because I did say my last name in front of the guy. But 100%, like he goes, oh, it's my kohai. 後輩です。で、なんか、ちょっと喧嘩になってて。で、I was hearing him, I was just like, BS, man. And like, so the police officer was good, and he was just like, oh, そうなんです。あ、なるほどね. So he acted like it was nothing. But then when he came back and talked to me, so he's like, なんか、I was like, honestly, 友達であろうが、後輩であろうが、なんて言われようが、あれは普通じゃないって。あれ普通じゃないです。絶対。So I'm pretty positive that the guy, the bully, he was definitely like something with money, something illegal, like borrowing money or steal. I have no idea. Some kind of, you get like people, definitely not friends, but even people this is not normal. Like, pushing this guy onto the fence and like threatening him. 友達ですよ。後輩で。ふざけんな。So, that was the story. And so I called, and then I just started running for my my tax appointment. Figure out how to do taxes right. And yeah, that's my story. And I was late. I was late like 5 minutes, but I really didn't want to be late because I really value Japanese tax people. So freaking awesome. So nice. I get free like professional tax advice from government officials for free for an hour. Like it can take a while to get an appointment. Like it took me like a month. But I got it. I figured out I'm okay. I'm not gonna lose a ton of money. It would have been a little better if I'd done this other, but still. And I was just like, oh, and I just felt so relieved. Yeah. So that was my police story. One of them, my newest police story. Story. But it was pretty. I mean, I'm a very emotional person. I really kind of like, I'm very empathic. Like I really like, sometimes people can just walk. I'm not even joking. Sometimes people will walk in the room and I look at them and I can like feel their emotions. I know it sounds crazy, but like I'm very sensitive to other people's emotions. And like, I was just kind of like, I was like almost crying because I just felt so upset for this poor little guy. Like he was a little bit tall, but he's kind of skinny, like ちょっと otaku っぽい, kind of like geeky, not like too geeky, but like it wasn't a big strong guy. He wasn't like the soccer player, type. He was just it was clear like awfulness. And I didn't know if that was a crime or not in Japan, but I knew something was wrong and it wasn't okay. And then later I found out it was like an actual crime. So I'm sure the skinny guy will probably drop charges. I don't know how it works. Can you drop charges in Japan? それ知りたいな。なんていうのかな、日本語で。犯罪起こされて大丈夫です。なんていうの。例えば痴漢されて、なんだろう。知り合いに電車で痴漢されて、なんか見ましたよってか、あ、大丈夫大丈夫とか言える？被害届を取り下げるってことかな。内容を記載してどのように関する書面ででし、そのやめるってことやんな。やめるってことやんな。そのなんていうの。 自分にされただけかな Only if it's done to you, I guess. わかんないけど。Whoa! There we go. It's hot! The house is burning! 申告罪ならやめられる。やめられるやめやれる危ねえ。おー。申告罪。申告罪。なんじゃこりゃ。あ、漢字が違うのかな Call the fire department! Wait, what's the fire department number in Japan? Is that 119? Or is it the same? What's the fire department? How do you call for the fire department? 警察官が被疑者を起訴するにあたって、被疑者の告証が必要となる犯罪。She cannot be. So I guess some laws are like that. Is it also 110番? Yeah, I figured. So yeah, that was my crazy story thing. But yeah, I was like kind of emotional after that. I was like kind of about to cry. So Google says odokasu transitive. Okay, works as a bit colloquial equivalent of odosu. It can also mean right. So they're both transitive. Hey Yeptar, I saw some guy getting bullied just like that when I was visiting a festival in Japan. A bit upsetting. I kind of wanted to help. That's awful. Yeah, I think in retrospect, next time, I don't know what would have been good, but if I ever see something like that again, I think I'm gonna call from afar and let them not notice me, because then, like, he looked like he was just gonna keep doing it for a while, and I don't know if something worse was gonna happen. So I don't know. God, you know, led me to do what I did in the situation. Maybe it saved the kid's life. I don't know. He didn't seem to have any weapons, but yeah. But I think next time I might call and, like, you know, secretly do it so that when the police come, they can catch him in the act. Yeah. He wasn't like hitting him or punching him, but it was very threatening. Like, the guy was like that. His pants were kind of hanging down. It was very sad. Very sad. And I love justice. I realized that after the situation. I was like, you know, whether or not he gets convicted or whatever is a different story. But, like, the fact that, you know, there's something bad happening and... Ooh, is the music a little loud? Something bad happening and that we can do something about it. Like, and that there are, like, police or there's some institution that is there to support the good, right? I realize how good justice is, and it's such a... Imagine if that wasn't there. Like, maybe he just dies. Maybe I just, like, ignore because I know there's nothing I can really do, or, like, it's scary. Somebody said something about a bike. You were worried about getting implicated too? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depending on what it is, you know, I think there's things that are just very obvious. Like, for example, if I, a foreigner, call the police about two people I have, you know, no idea who they are, I think it's pretty... nothing's gonna happen, you know? Unless you have something to be guilty about. And, like, Especially from what I've learned from like some TV shows recently, is like about who is guilty, who's not guilty. Is it's like it's very when people are guilty, they don't want to help, or they have some kind of attitude problem. Like it's very clear when the guilty are guilty for the most part. So you saw a fight in a bicycle park? What's a bicycle park? 2 ladies. Lucky Kolban was like 50 minutes away. I considered trying to break it up, but decided to. Yeah. Don't get involved, please. Like, don't. Like, there was nothing in my mind that was like, don't be the hero in the let me grab it. Just no. I really disagree with, unless, you know, situation based, but in general, it's like, if you have the opportunity to just call the police and, you know, it's like in elementary school. You don't get in the fight. You go get a teacher. Go get a teacher if you see some problem, right? Just go get a teacher. Let me say, 行動したでしょう。脅す is to intimidate somebody to do it. What do you mean by 行動したでしょう? Stalker. Just copy pasting. Oh, you don't know any Japanese? Interesting. I thought you did. If you are the only witness of the crime, I don't see why you couldn't. Yeah. They were right in front of a family mart, so it's possible that those cameras captured something too. Maybe not outside, but inside or whatever. You know, just too much. Call 100 to report an incident or crime to the police call center. 118 to report an accident or crime at sea. Ooh. 119 to report a fire. Okay. Yeah. That's what it was. 119 I knew for an ambulance. Yeah. You played a Sailor Moon video game, and when you selected Sailor Venus, she'd say, I'm gonna threaten you. Why? You've been typing wrong? 大丈夫。別になんかそういうあんまり使わない言葉とか、逆になんか知らん日本人とかもいるから言おうと思って。Both transitive。そっか。じゃあ脅かすはもしかしたら関西で使ってる人多いかも。関西弁。関西で使ってる人。関西で使ってる人多いかも。I'm working on my intonation, guys. My pitch accent. Oh, here's a great example of pitch accent. All right. Produce. That's what pitch accent is. Produce. It's pretty much close enough where you can be like, oh. For the Air Force. But he told you they were friends. 友達ですか? 友達です。はい、大丈夫。Yeah. Yeah, especially with women. Oof. Yeah. Don't try to be the hero, you know. Especially, I'll just say this for a stranger, you know. I've never thought about it in this way, but when the Bible talks about like giving up your life for someone, it talks about giving up your life for a friend, which is interesting. Because I feel like, not that it's like some random person's life is worthless or whatever, but it's like, it's interesting. I don't think that's necessarily what the Bible is getting at, is these random situations. But I think when you're kind of faced with these situations, it's pretty much like, that's, what am I saying? You know, if it were my wife, I wouldn't hesitate. If it were my son, I wouldn't hesitate. If it were my friend Brian, I probably wouldn't hesitate. But like, get off him, you know. But when it's a random person, why do we hesitate? Well, because we're in our mind, we're weighing risk versus reward. Unless somebody's, you know, it's different when they're like falling off a cliff. Oh my gosh. And you go to help. Falling down, you know, when it's like a natural disaster type thing, most people don't hesitate. But when there's a chance of you getting hurt, then you're like, oh, do I value my life over theirs? Not value, but like, do I risk this? Belfast. Saw a gang beating up a young man. A little old lady walked right through the crowd, through the gang, and just stood there, and they let him go. It's crazy. It's so weird. Weird to see adults fight.